Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Chad and interests in oil. So, honestly, we're going to go over this because this may become important context later. I actually hope I'm very wrong about that, but it may be information you'll see again. So we're going to go over what has occurred over the last week or so. Chad is a country in Africa. There has been a lot of tension and turmoil there. The current interim president has made some interesting moves, one of which was kind of extending pardons to a couple hundred people that were linked to a rebel group. Now, that rebel group is seen as being responsible for taking out the current interim president's dad. It appears to be a goodwill gesture in hopes of bringing about peace talks. And this is something that the interim president has attempted to do. So that's an internal thing that's going on. Occurring in the background is an economic thing that has wider implications. To ridiculously oversimplify this and keep it simple, Chad has oil, and there are Western interests involved in that oil. One Western interest wanted to kind of transfer assets to another. The government didn't like that. They didn't want that to occur, and they tried to stop it. It wound up going to court, and the government lost. The government has now indicated that they're going to nationalize those assets, nationalize oil assets. For a country to nationalize oil assets, it is a risky foreign policy move. You will probably hear discussion about this, and you'll probably hear arguments like, if Chad does this, it will chase away foreign investment and stuff like that. Chad doesn't have a lot of foreign investment. What they do have is an oil industry that's about 11% of their GDP. It's worth a lot of money to them. It is a somewhat surprising move, but this occurring at the same time as the pardons and all of this kind of happening at once might indicate that the interim president has some sort of plan. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because historically, nationalizing oil is tricky, to say the least. I'm hoping that y'all never hear this information again. But if you start seeing the country, Chad, pop up in a bunch of headlines, remember this context. It's not a massive amount of oil. It's massive to Chad. It's massive in economic value to Chad. But in the grand scheme, it's not huge. So we're basically waiting to see how the Western oil companies are going to respond. I would hope that they try to use legal remedies or work out a different deal with the government or cut their losses. But again, historically, it is a very tricky situation for the government in Chad, and it's a very bold move. So hopefully this is a video that doesn't make any sense, and in 3 months everybody's going to wonder what I'm talking about. So anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.